that was it. Just one take. And the one take I want you to take from that is, hey, it's your girl, Sherry Summer Bell. Welcome to my side of heaven. Listen, I was going back before I even begin. Let me just kind of tell y'all excited I was to get y'all message about how my videos has been in conjunction with Myron Golden and Omar Altera, I think his name is. I love y'all for that. So, which is kind of like what we're going to talk about today because I went to an event and at the event they says, "Hey, I need you give it. Do you mind giving a testimonial?" And I love giving testimonials about the event. It was really, really good. And after I completed the conversation and give my testimonial, the gentleman is like, "Man, you're good at this. You're good at speaking." And you just did all that in one take. In one take. And I was like, yeah, I had a lot of practice. Hear me out clearly. I had a lot of practice. So today we're going to talk about what makes a message buyer ready. What makes a message buyer ready to where you can impromptu deliver a message and just be on point and just say what you need to say. It's not the first time that I gave a testimonial and somebody said that. It's not the first time. Matter of fact, I think it's like my fourth or fifth time where I gave a testimonial, no retakes, nothing. It just boom, it just hit it right on the head, one take. And and even if you have 10, 5, 6, 7 different take, because I was literally doing a video today and I had to do like 3 or 4 takes on that. So I don't want you to pay attention to the one take. I want you to pay attention to how I was able to get a buyer ready message deliver to for my testimonial for the brand that was hosting the event. And I'm sure you want to be able to do that too. So when people hear your voice, people hear you, they're familiar, and it just kind of like, wow. Somebody may ask you, "Hey, I need you to speak on spot," and what makes that really good? And I've been in that motion lately of doing that. And before we go any further, I want to kind of throw that out. I want to do a shameless plug. I'm hosting a live event outside of Orlando in October. So if this is something based on when you're hearing this, if this is something that you want to be a part of, I'm doing this in 2026, October 2026. And it literally just DM me on Instagram. And we will get that information to you. It's just literally reach out and Angel, my team, will get that for you. Okay. Done with the shameless plug. All right, so let's talk about what makes a message buyer ready. And most of you gonna be surprised because a buyer ready message starts not when you are speaking a message or not when someone hear the message, but way before that. And I think a lot of people make that mistake of saying to themselves that they're posting consistently and they're not seeing sales. The messaging is not converting and they don't know why. And I want to kind of get into that right now. So this is for my people who are actually posting. This is for my people who are actually creating content. This is for the people who says, "Listen, I have something, I have a message, I have a product that can help people, and it will be a due diligence for me not to put myself out there and post." So I'm talking to you today. If you're not posting, if you're not creating content so your ideal client, your high value client can find you, this video is not for you. And you may be marketing in a different way, but one thing I know is like 3 billion people on social media, and I have an iPhone that I'm paying a lot of money for, so I'm going to use it to my ability. So I don't know, I don't know. It sounds like it's a no-brainer to me. So given that message for it to be buyer ready, I will hone in on this. I even took notes. Your girl took some notes today. I was taking notes for you. So I didn't just come here half stepping. I came here with notes. I came prepared. Now, what I think will surprise most people is your marketing is a mirror. I ran a whole ad campaign. If I'm gonna put money behind it, baby, best believe if money's behind it, I'm telling you is Bible. Okay? Yes, yes, Bible. Buy the book, Bible. Don't skip that part. And what I mean by Bible is your marketing is literally a mirror of who you are. So if you are if you are feeling like you're bothering people when you're posting, that means your marketing is hesitant. If you feel like you don't have the value to pay to sell what you want people to pay for, that means you overthink and you over explain and you over deliver in what you're saying. So all of this stuff that I'm literally sharing with you and I'm literally telling you is in a space where I myself can let you know that, hey, your marketing again is a direct reflection of you. It's a mirror, and people like to skip over that part because it's not fancy. It's not, they don't believe they can work on themselves. The people like to skip over that part and say, just show me the strategy. I just want the strategy. I just want to know step 1, step 2, step 3. And I have said this in like countless of videos. The strategies will work based on who the person is and the version of the person who is doing it. Okay. I don't know how else to put it. That's how the strategy work. So if you're not working on yourself, on your belief system and your consciousness, the strategy do not matter. I was about to say a bad word. It does not matter. I want to preach this to the mountaintops. The strategy does not matter if the body, the vessel of who's doing the strategy does not believe. Okay. I even write something out here. Change your consciousness, change your message. That's what we're talking about today. Change your consciousness, change your message. So when you are getting to sales, you're getting to sales based on the version of you who are confident in what you're selling. So sometimes I would hear people say, Sherry, I know the product will help people. I know this life insurance product will help people. I know my tax experience, expertise will help people. I know that what my travel business will help people. I know that. I hear that all the time. They know the product that they sell will help people. I know this lip gloss will help people, women be more confident or whatever. They know that. What they fail to know or fail to believe is that they're the one that is conscious enough to market it and sell it. So they know the term life policy will help somebody. They know the whole life policy will help somebody. What they're concerned about, they know their life coaching, their therapist, they know all of that could help somebody. What they're concerned about is, but am I qualified enough? Am I confident enough? Is my nervous system intact enough to be the one that will market it to sell? Hello, right? So that's what people struggle with, whether they admit it or not. Whether they admit it or not. I was talking to a young lady, and she filled out an application to work with me. And when we got on the call, she was in the financial space, she was in the educational space, and she was also trying to do an ebook. Now, stay with me. So her revenue comes in from her education, and her revenue coming in from her ebook, and her revenue coming from finance. Immediately when I got on a call, I knew I had my work cut out for me. And here's why I say that. Because I had to get her to see, first thing in my sales, I had to get her to see, hey, I feel as if you're all over the place. Which later on in the conversation, she was all over the place. So her business is that literally mirror what I was experiencing talking to her. And she's super highly educated. I mean, I think she's in like neuroscience. I mean, very smart lady. So intellect is not the issue, right? So when I'm talking to her, and I said to her, whenever you're done with the ebook or whenever you're done with finances, regardless of what it is, you still need to know how to market. And it doesn't start with when you're done. It starts with becoming the person now that can market those things. Because right now you have two different audience, two different people, two different industry, two different things going on all at the same time. So therefore, we're not Nike. We don't have enough expensive marketing dollars to market two things simultaneously. And especially when they're two different things under different umbrellas. So I said to her, marketing and learning sales is a now, is a now. It's not maybe, it's a now, because the way you craft your ebook, if that's the direction you're going to go, what you put in there, the words you put in there, how you do it, how you put in leads inside a lead ebook so they can keep buying from you, that in itself, that right there has to be done now, not when the ebook is complete. Now let's go sell it, right? Because there's a strategy within the ebook of how you format the ebook for you to keep making sales. So I was having that conversation with her, and I think she got what I was saying, but there's still some consciousness and hesitation on her end. And you didn't have to tell me, because just thinking that you're doing two things at the same time, that by itself tells me, like, so then when we get into the offer, I was kind of like to the end where I'm like, listen, I said, no, here's an offer, but if you don't come in the program, I'm okay with it, because my goal for her in the program was not, my goal for her in the program was, hey, here's our framework. Whether you choose the ebook or whether you choose finances, whatever direction you want to go, this is a framework you have to use anyway, right? No matter what, because you still have to know how the sales of psychology of marketing in the business. But then I even got hesitant, like, hold on, if she's not clear here when she's getting in the program, then I would have to, then it would be a struggle for me. So I told her, and I said to her plainly, I said, hey, I don't want you to say yes, because if you say yes and you're not consciously clear or confident, then you would have to get into a program, and then you have the mind, oh, this is not working, and so on and so forth. So I'd rather you say no. I'd rather you go back to the drawing board. And that's what happened, right? That's exactly what happened. But the idea of how I was able to catch on to that, where I'm like, hold on, the consciousness is not clear. And the only way to sell either one of those things, her consciousness has to be clear. Her belief has to be clear about how she see herself, right? You have to become the person that is confident enough and believe that you're confident enough to sell the product that you sell. Strategies are working. Everything works. No matter what strategy you pull out the hat, it works. It's based on the person that is doing. That's why two people can have the same script and get different outcome. Different outcome. So how does that work? Well, you have to rest in the idea that you're safe, you're confident, you're enough when it comes to marketing your product and services. You have to rest in that. Now I go deeper in this inside of my masterclass, and I would highly recommend you go in there. Because what you believe about yourself or your abundance or your audience, it's going to come out in the words that you say and how you deliver it. It is going to come out. It is the reason why people ask me, like, how are you able to run your own ads and you don't have an ad agency? And I'm just sitting here like, if you asked me a year ago, could I run ads on my own? I'm like, no, because I saw ads like this big, huge giant that I could never understand. And let's be very clear, I don't understand everything about ads, right? I'm not an ads genius, but I think and I know why my ads work so well is because of the words that I'm saying to ads. Because you can put money against your ads and spend money on ads and it still don't deliver the results. And that is because, again, the words, the content, all of that has to be in alignment. And when that is out of alignment, that's where the problem comes in. So I just want to kind of share that with you, and listen, I just want to share that with you because I know that people are always waiting for me to share this big steps. with them, and like, I got to work on this. But once I start working on like the self part, nobody wants to. I put people in categories of where they where they are. And I think this is a gift and this is a curse for me. When I can talk to you for a second and see where your mind is, and then I will ask myself, and I want you to do the same thing for you. When you ask myself, do I have the capacity to help you see the gap that you're not seeing? Or do I let you stay with your story until somebody else be able to tell you? So whenever I'm on a call, when we talk about buyer ready message, whenever I'm on a call or whenever I'm talking to someone, I ask descriptive questions to get to see who I'm talking to. Is it a person who believe their story? Are they open to see another perspective? And they're not open to see another perspective, there's nothing I can do. They just have to stay where they are. There's just nothing. But a person who is in pain and actively searching for help, we can help you all day. And that's the same thing with your business. If the person know they're in pain, but they're more comfortable in the pain, then transform it. There's nothing you or I can say. You have to give them that one. You have to, yeah, I'm gonna give you that one. Let you stay with that, you know. But if the person's like, listen, I know I'm in pain and I know I can't stay this way. I need help. Then yes, then that is who you're forming your buyer ready message for. That is a person that like, I know I'm in pain, but I need help and I need you to help me out. That's the only person that you can help. But if a person is happy with what they did and happy with the space they're in, there's not they're wearing it like it's a badge of honor, like it's something to be proud of. Okay, you let them keep that, right? All right, you win. I'm done. Let's see how that works out for you. But you're delivering your communication to a person who's ready to be elevated. Now, how do you get there to where you can talk to them? Now, I want to read this to you. You ready? Because I want you to write this down. Okay? I want you to write this down. So you grow into the version of yourself that is ready to receive what you say you want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. You grow into the version of yourself that is ready to receive what you say you want. Yeah, what you say you want. And this is deep. I know it's deep. I know it's deep. Can I digress for a little bit? I'm going to go sideways. I was talking to a friend of mine. And when we were done talking, he was like, now I see why you invest 5 figures in Mastermind. It's like, because you get so deep in your thoughts and what you think, and if you're not around people who have that conversation, it shrinks you. So you're very deep. And that's why I'm protected about the spaces I go and the things I hang out and who I talk to, because it's just like, okay, I can read people based on the words that come out of their mouth. Like, oh my God, or oh my God, right? So what does that mean? That means we don't have what we want yet until we grow into the version of the person that is ready to receive it. Until we grow into the person that is ready to receive it. Which is why, and because I know that, when you know that, when someone say, hey, I'm not interested, you don't have any precaution, or like, you don't have any like sadness for them to say that, because they just haven't grown into the person that's ready to receive it yet, right? They just haven't either. So and that's it. But the ones who are like, I'm ready for a change. I am tired of the way I am. I'm tired of what's happening. I have seen it in my own personal life, where like, I'm tired of this. Like, what is wrong with me? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of, do I not deserve love? Do I not deserve the things that I have? Do I not deserve? But here's the thing: a person cannot get ready until they're ready to be ready. What part of me makes me feel like I deserve that? And when they start asking themselves that question, then guess what? When you start speaking, your message is now going to pull them in because you're like, hey, I don't want this version of me anymore. I'm ready for a new version. I hear your message about your product and services. I want to be the person that is responsible and have a house. I want to be a person that's responsible and travel because I deserve that vacation. I want to be a person that want to make sure that if something happened to me, I can still take care of my family. I want to be that person. I want to be that person. I want to be that version. And one of the things that I know I do, and I pray that that this happened to you, my light make people elevate themselves, whether they like me or not. There's one girl, there's one incident of this, and this person may see the video. Oh my God. But anyways, like it was in 2001, 2001. I'm trying to debate what you say because you may see the video. But in 2000, around 2001, this person asked me to, hey, can you be an MC at my conference? It was in Atlanta. Had a great time. We did it and so on. So things end up not working out the way we were contractually told for it to work out. Okay. Verbally contracted, told to work out. But listen, every stage that I've get on, I am grateful for that space. So when everything was done, and the way things was handled, I said to her, I said, baby girl, you're not ready for the big leagues. You're not. I said, I love you, but you are not emotionally, intelligently ready for the big leagues. And man, she was pissed off at me. Oh, she went on social media and she literally like called, literally called me nothing but the child of God. But what she may not or have not said, those words was kind of like, let me show you. Let me show you. You see, I'm not ready. Let me show you. So, and I mean, she was doing her big one, doing her big one. And she came out with this beautiful brand. It was beautiful. It was well put together. She hired a professional to get it done. And I would never forget, she said on her comment, somebody says I'm not ready for the big leagues. And I remember when my girlfriend, my business partner, she's like, girl, you said that. I said, I know. I said, I know. And the person who created a brand, they was like, Sherry, man, those words made her want to step up. And that's okay. That's what it is. Like when I step to you, like, cause I'm coming big. So, I don't have steps. So when I say something, my words get you to move and take action. So be it. You don't have to give me credit because I know I'm the light. I know that. So it's the same thing for your people. So when she heard that, she just went overtime in proving that, hey, now that didn't last too long or whatever. And I don't even know what happened with her, So, but it may sting, but she knew it was the truth. See, it may sting. Your message, your words, it may sting. But at the end of the day, you can't lie to self. You cannot lie to self. Your words may sting. My words may sting. My mom used to be like, soften it a little bit. But when you're creating buyer-ready message, your words has to sting. Now, I didn't say like bad words or whatever. I just say, hey, baby girl, you're not ready for the big leagues. It is what it is, And it wasn't from like the things that she was doing or whatever. It was more of how her delivery of things were, right? And I think we do this a lot, pretend to make it look great on the outside, but on the inside is all, And one of the things I know that my gift is because if you meet me today, and I've said it before, if you meet me today and you meet me in person or you meet me on stage, I am the same person because I am an open book, right? I'm a complete open book. So, but there are times where people like kind of fake it till you make it or whatever. And I'm not saying she was doing that. It was just, I think she was over promising, under delivering. I think that's what my problem with her at that time was. So when I said those words, now the buyer ready words kind of got hard to her, but I can tell you one thing. I'm sure she is grateful that I said that because baby, she went overtime and said, oh, let me show you. And so I'm used to that. I'm used to telling you that this is what you look like in the world. And then you need to get it together. And then when I say that, people become intimidated and like trying to work overtime to do it. And then what happened is they get exhausted and then they surrender and said, hey, if this is how I truly look, at least you're honest enough to tell me, now let me go work on it. And that's how I work too. Like if this is how I feel, and it has to come from a higher source. Like when somebody speak to me, you have to already be in a place where I want to be for me to listen. And I hope the same way for you too. Because your consciousness of how you think about something is then you can deliver down. You can deliver down. So you can only help the people that are behind what you have already came through. So no one who's in the back, the front, the side of you can ever tell you anything because they don't have the consciousness. Like if somebody never have a house and they're saying, hey, you should do this, you're looking at them like, what? If somebody never been married and they never been first, they're like, nobody ever put a ring on you. Well, why would you get advice from them? Or, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Or if you say you want to fly to Dubai or you want to fly to Jamaica, and they're like, girl, you know the world, you shouldn't be flying. Then they ask them, have you ever flown before? No. Do you have a passport? No. So you're like, why am I taking advice from you? So I want to caution you when you're delivering a buyer-ready message, you have to deliver the message to where you're talking. And I know they say down, but I want to understand people have been through what you have already experienced. So you're only talking, you learn up and you teach down. I should bring my whiteboard for that. But you learn up, you learn more up. And then what you learn, you teach down. So yeah. So with that being said, your message, your buyer-ready message, to get that ready, you're in a space of belief of what you say. So that's why you can't, like, I can't teach you about how to create ads on a big, strong level because that's not what I do. Right. But I went and paid 5 figures to learn how to do it. Right. So now I can teach down of what I'm doing. And that's how it works. There are a lot of people, what they're doing wrong when it comes to writing message or writing or communicating is they're trying to communicate from a place they have never been. Right. They're trying to tell somebody where I've never been. There is a vibration and experience that you feel when you've been through certain things. And if a person's never been through it, they can't talk on it. Never. So now that you're clear on that, you learn up and you teach down. Now everything that you are teaching is something that you have experienced, and the vibration of that experience get you on the side. Now, that's deep. That is so, and that's how you get a buyer-ready message to penetrate people's ear, because the only way it can land in that person's ear to say, hey, I want that, is if you describe the pain better than they can. The only way, if you describe the pain better than they can. Because, and the only way, wait a minute. Okay. The only way you can describe somebody's pain better than they can if you have been through their pain yourself. Which is why no one can advise you if they never had the experience that you've had. And everybody's experience is even different, so that's even deeper, but I think you got the point. No one can advise you. No one can counsel you, because the vibration of what you felt when you're trying to buy a home and you become a real estate agent, now you know what they go through. The vibration of how you feel when you're investing in coaching and dropping 25 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand on your knowledge gives you the proof and the confidence to ask for that for your own business. Because the same aromatic feeling that you felt when you're coaching when you're paying for mentorship and masterminds and so on, gives you the right to say, hey, I've been through that. I know how they feel when trying to make the payment. I know how they feel when they're trying to get the results. I know how they feel. I know the version of who they become. So now that I know, I can walk somebody through that and help them. I can walk someone through that and help them. So now, because now you have the imagery and the language behind the words that you say. And guess what? You have truth to it because that's your experience. That's your experience. So here's my takeaway as I wrap this bad boy up. My takeaway for you: live more. If you want better buyer ready message, go live more. Don't rely on ChatGPT. Go live more. Whenever I'm writing something for my clients or doing something, I tell chat what I have experienced, and then it will do its big one. But what I have experienced, not let him tell me or it tell me. I don't know what I name it, but what I have experienced. That it, because nobody else have your story but you. So if you want to create the state of creating buyer ready message, live more. And let me tell you something. I want to leave you with this, because I don't call this on anyone, but the more challenging things you're facing, especially if you're facing something right now, the better your content. Because people can relate to what you've been through. People can relate to your experience, and they feel more connected to you. That is so crazy. That is so weird. But they're like, oh, me too. I've been through that. That's, girl, yeah, let me tell you. And guess what? The algorithms will start showing you people who have been through it, who are going through it, has been through it, whatever it may be. So I use that. A negative experience that you didn't want to experience, it's like the universe just opening up a new, deeper communication. That, because sometimes I felt like I live on a different planet from other people, right? Because like I said, I was very sheltered, and I was a little green on certain things because I was very sheltered growing up. I was molded to be an educator, molded to get degrees, molded for that. So I was so funnel focused. I was really tunnel vision focused on going after there, get my dream, get my goal, get my. So I achieved things that the average person didn't achieve at a certain young age. So I mean, I didn't have my son till like 30, right? Because I was such a go getter. And even when I was having my son, the day I was delivering, I was getting my master's. So they were like, hey, you can wait and you don't have to finish your master's now. Who are you telling? Baby, I'm getting this master's done out of the way. So I was always an over deliver, overachiever, so I'm saying all that to say, I thought everybody was that way because I thought we were all out here. So life that other people live and do and sell for, I never in my life have ever experienced that, because no matter what, I'm always like, if it's not number one, I don't want it. So I am now learning that no, Sherry, there's a life outside of you, that you have been in a box, in a bubble. My mom and I had a whole conversation about this. So anytime someone asks me to go somewhere, I check the vibration of where I'm going first. Is it going to be too overstimulating for me? But I love to go out there and see other things, do other things, museum and different things, because the culture, and I think someone said the social capital that you get. She called it social capital. I call it content that I get to now come back and speak to you about it. That create the most buyer ready message, because if I just live through my lens and my experience, and women must be boss lady, have their own money and all this stuff. If I just live through that lens, I know not every woman believe that they can do that. And here are the challenges that affect them not to be able to think that way. I have to go to different places, unorthodox places, and be like, why did they choose this? What happened? Listen to me. get closer. I would sit at home and dissect behavior, human behavior, to say, what were they? What? I love that. I'm a psychopath when it comes to that, because now that give me great content to write my books. Hello. And give me great content to relate to the audience who is currently in that space. And the goal is to watch how it's navigated to get on another version, a higher version. So if you want to write buyer ready message that speaks to people, and you're like, Sherry, they're not related to my content I'm posting, but there's not conversion, I can guarantee you, you're not putting yourself in an environment to where there's a story that is pulled out of you or pull out of that experience so you can share it. So that you can literally share that experience. And I think that right there is a challenge. Like, where are you going? Where are you living? I'm looking at something right now that I bought in Dubai when I went with my girlfriend Angel in Dubai. Like, that experience and being in business class and all that, I can tell you a whole story around that. And there are people who have done it or want to do it, and they will listen. Like, I can tell you a whole entire experience of all the things that I've been through. Because again, the more you live gives you better story to tell. And that's the whole idea behind how do you take this product and service, create a story for it based on the experiences, not somebody else's experience, but based on the experiences that you yourself have lived. So when I am paying to attend something or investing to attend something, I'm not investing just to go get. I'm investing to give. I'm investing to get a whole experience to come back and tell you. Example, as we wrap up, when I just said to you that I went on camera, gave a testimonial, no takes, had I not went to that event, I would not be able to tell you that. See how that works? So I want you to think about everything that you're going through right now and ask yourself, what is the story I can take away from it that I can share with my audience who's probably already going through it, have been through it, been through that situation, and then how do I take that and tie it in to the product and service that I have? And when I do that, how does my nervous system feel when I do that? Baby, I'll be Beyonce all day. I will make money off of you. I've said it over and over. I will make money off of you. So I would my girlfriends and I are going to this beautiful luxury stuff for one of my girlfriend's birthday. And baby, best believe your girl is on a hunt to grab conversations, grab stories in that experience, that girlfriend weekend, to have that experience, to come back and tell you how I feel, and the wine and the drinks and the food and the hors d'oeuvres and all of this stuff. Like, I mean, when I'm sitting here talking to you, and just imagine a friend calling you up and say, hey, room is booked, everything is paid for, you just have to show up. Where in the world did I find Black women that can do that? Like, where? Like, how did I vibrate that energy that I have all successful women around me that says, hey, I want you to show up, everything is paid for, you just show up? Like, if you asked me in college, that wouldn't happen. If you asked me way back, when I was living in Jamaica, that wouldn't happen, right? So again, but I had to grow into the version of myself that was ready to receive what I asked for. And when I grew into that version, the words and the content and everything that exude out of me becomes certain, and it magnetically attract the people who are already in that space and want that, who was already headed in that direction. Oh my gosh, I could talk about this all day. But anyways, we're going to stop here. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I love you. I'll talk to you later. It's your girl, Sherry Summer Bell. Talk to you later.